coding preview of my project. I am Jukes Fazit, or otherwise known as Eli Jukes, here to show you a little bit about a Monopoly program that I wrote in Python. Um, so we have the main purpose of this is just to have the user have some input, put in some inputs, and then the code program, or however you want to call it, will see which sort of situation it should output in. If there isn't any specific special output that it needs to put out, it just puts out the price of what the user is trying to do. So the only questions to ask is what's currently available on the Monopoly board, how much money you have, and what are the available houses or hotels that you need to buy, and just to make sure you can buy things if you own all of one color. These two functions up here are just sort of to make it more tileable. It breaks it up a bit more and makes these input questions a bit easier, just so I know what's going on, because these input questions were all the same. It just got rid of a lot of redundancy. And then all these functions up here are more of the technical stuff that allows the output to be determined, as you can see through these if statements, especially here and here. The rest of them are pretty much, they just look at the inputs straight up. It's that function and these two functions that are the most important that are worked up here. So let's actually run this program and give you some demonstrations. And so the first sort of situation that we'll look at is if we have a little bit of money and a little bit of houses, but we don't own all the property, but everything's available to be improved upon. What should come out is that we don't have enough properties owned at the current moment. And so if we just put that has nothing in there, I have $1,000 to spend. There are 10 houses, 10 hotels, and I do not own all the properties. So I can't purchase a hotel until I own all the properties. But what if I change it up a bit? I'll give myself a little bit less cash, and say, yes, I do own all these properties. I don't have enough funds for that. Let's try a different scenario. Let's choose this bottom one. It has an opening, all of them. I have a lot of money, and there's some houses open. So here we have 3 houses, and I say I have $5,000 to spend. There are 3 houses and 1 hotel left, and I own all the properties. The total cost calculated in order to buy all these houses and the hotel is calculated there and then it says I can purchase 1 hotel and 3 houses with the current money I have, and I can put 1 hotel in Pennsylvania since it has the room for it, and I can also put another house in North Carolina and the Pacific. Let's try another one. Let's see if the swapping outcome, because these are different. So if we do, it has a hotel, which is option number 5. Oh, little thing, 0 is nothing, 5 is the hotel, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 are just signifying how many houses there are. Carolina Avenue, and the rest have 4. How much money did it say? Oh, we don't have enough money, and there's nothing available. But I own a lot of houses. It says I can swap out Pacific hotel with something else. And now we can change it up a bit. Let's do 4 hotel and then 4 houses again. But we'll keep everything else the same. And it says North Carolina can switch with Pennsylvania. So these swap improvements functions work. saying like, hey, this function is coming out true. And so that's all it looks for. It looks at if it's, that's all these if-else statements look. It's like true or not true, which most of these up here return true or false. And these technical ones return integers because they need to be displayed as integers. And that is my Monopoly project. Thank you for watching. Bye.